Now, Douglas, I want to ask you about what's happening in the UK with the Tories. They should be flying in the polls. We've got the Keir Starmer government, they're inept. Labor is flailing, but the Tories are also struggling. They're trailing reform, and their leader is on the BBC talking about getting kids expelled at school.
I was the person who would say that person is copying notes from the other person. I was the tattletale in the class, like getting people into trouble. Because even then I hated cheating, because there I was, I wanted to be first in the class, and I've done all the work. And then there's some people who are copying notes and saying, why should they get away with it? I stood up in the middle of the exam, and I stood up and said, he's cheating, he's the one that's doing it. And that boy ended up getting expelled. And I didn't get praised for it.
Now, I've been an admirer of Kemi Badenoch, but who is advising her? This story isn't endearing. I mean, why is she spending any sort of valuable airtime she has coming across on some dibber-dobber?
Yes, I didn't think that was the wisest story to tell, because as you say, Rita, it's not an enormously sort of humanizing story. To her credit, I think that the reason why Kemi Badenoch told that would have been because she does have, and she has talked about, this basic sense of fairness that she's right to recognise exists in the British people. And I think she's actually right in a way. I mean, it's an unfortunate part of that interview, but I think actually she's right to talk to this issue of fairness, because a lot of the things that the left have been saying in recent years about a whole range of policies, whether it's minority rights issues, whether it's illegal migration issues or legal migration issues, they talk about it in terms of rights. It's always got to be about, we have to do this because our obligations are under various rights laws, or we can't take this person out of the country who's abused our country because of his rights, always his rights usually. But there is another way of looking at that, which is actually a more conservative way, which is say, we don't need legislation, let alone foreign legislation, to make these decisions about the future of our country. What the British people seek, I think, like the Australian people and the people of America, they seek fairness in the system. They want the system to be fair. For instance, that people who have paid into the system are given priority over people who have never paid in when it comes to taking out from the system. So, yes, I agree with you, Rita. It's not the most endearing story. I don't know who did advise her to tell it, if anyone indeed did. But I do think there's a theme of conservative counterattack in there somewhere, which is worth picking up. Because if you look at whether it's street protests against illegal migration, or a growing sense that, of the number of people who are not sharing the tax burden, it does come down to that thing of fairness and cheating, the people who do cheat and cheat the system. So, yes, there is something in it.
Douglas Murray, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Such a pleasure as always. Thank you.